期待ください。Good afternoon, everyone. This is working. The microphone is working. I'm very happy to be here today. My name is Netta Korin. I am co-founder of Orbs. And let me just make sure that this is working. Today we're going to talk about optimizing AMM traits using layer 3 technology. Did I do that right? Great. So actually, the last time that I was in Japan was 2017. I was working as an advisor in the Prime Minister's office then, and I've really been looking forward to coming back ever since. Before I was an advisor in the Prime Minister's office, I worked on Wall Street for many years. And this talk that I'm giving today is kind of coming full circle for me, because I'm going to talk about a little bit how Layer 3 is bringing tools that I used on Wall Street that are in traditional finance into the DeFi universe. Okay, so Orbs is a team of 35 people. We're located around the globe with offices in New York, London, Seoul, and Tokyo, and obviously also in Tel Aviv, where our headquarters lies. We launched our project in 2017 and launched our mainnet in March of 2019. We raised $100 million, a little over $100 million from private investors, and we're a very well-capitalized project. So Orbs is a decentralized and public infrastructure protocol. We're run by a network of validators, which we call guardians, and using the proof of stake consensus. We're backed by $100 million in staked Orb tokens, and we are a layer 2 technology. Now, I know that that's a new term for many of you in the crowd, but don't worry, I'm going to get to that in a minute. We support EVM and non-EVM protocols, and we actually enhance the productivity of smart contracts. So we open up a whole new level of possibilities for Web3, DeFi, NFTs, and GameFi. Okay, so the blockchain stack that you all know and love. Layer 1, that's in charge of security, right? It's where you keep your assets, your tokens, and your NFTs. Layer 2 is in charge of scalability. So that offers you lower fees, higher throughput, etc. And Orbs created an enhanced execution layer, and I'll explain a little bit why. So in DeFi, for example, many DeFi projects do a lot with smart contracts, but they can't do everything because smart contracts are limited by design, right? They operate in a sandbox. So Orbs is, in essence, helping them do what they want to do in a decentralized manner. Instead of how they function now, which is running parts of their backend on a centralized manner, AWS or Google Cloud, Orbs offers that service in a completely decentralized manner. In essence, we like to call it making smart contracts smarter, and giving you a completely decentralized blockchain stack sitting between layer 1 and layer 2 and the application layer. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this as an example in how it's different from the CeFi world. So the DeFi space has grown significantly over the past few years. You can see trading volumes of over $1 billion a day in DEXs and in AMMs alone. But despite this growth, there are still limitations. The DeFi space lacks tools or the features that users have in the CeFi world, and the crypto markets are characterized by illiquidity and a lot of volatility, and the DeFi space still doesn't have the tools to deal with that. So Orbs actually developed products to help users navigate this kind of crypto landscape. All right, in traditional finance and in DeFi, traders are impacted by negatively by price impact. So what I mean is, if I'm a trader and I have a large trade to execute, and I come in all at once, in CeFi and in DeFi, I can negatively affect market price. But in DeFi, you can also see this even with small orders, right? Because if a pair is illiquid or uncommon, then even coming with a small order negatively affects price. And so we brought some of the tools that work in the CFI world to help make this easier for traders to deal with. And this tool is very common in traditional finance. It's called time-weighted average price, or TWAP. Okay, this is something I used all the time on Wall Street. It's very, very common. And instead of coming in with a large order and executing it right away, we take the trade and we break it up into smaller trades and we execute it over a limited period of time. Obviously, we do this to reduce price impact and also to receive a better dollar cost average. And this is really good to use, for example, when your order size is much larger than the liquidity that you see in the pool. Okay, so here you see the UI that our team created for Spooky Swap, and it's very user-friendly. Any DEX can integrate it and customize it to offer a really nice, easy-to-use solution, which allows you also to set up parameters and lets the user take into account fees, gas fees, market price, etc. before they're executing their order. So it's really easy to use and friendly. And we've had a really nice success with this project. We've already implemented it on 4 different exchanges, running on 3 different chains. And we have a bunch more in the pipeline, so we're very excited about it. And it's obvious to understand that this kind of product not only helps the end user, but it also helps the exchange, right? Because if I'm getting a better price on execution and I'm not losing money just executing the trade, then I'm going to trade more, volumes are going to grow, that means more money for the DEX in general and more liquidity on the DEX. And I'll just show you a quick case study from Spooky Swap. You can see that without TWAP or DTWAP, the trader, even though this is a small trade of less than $50,000, the trader would have been negatively impacted by over 9%. But using TWAP, the price impact was only 2%. So imagine, let's say you were trying to buy token XYZ and it cost $100 and you came in all at once to buy it, it would cost you $109. But if you're using TWAP, it would only cost you $102. And this is with a small trade, so you can imagine that as the trades get bigger and bigger, then the cost savings can be significant. All right, so I shared a little bit with you about Layer 3 technology and how we're using it to enhance the executions in DeFi markets, in AMMs, and indexes. My team is here. We have Yuval from Israel who is here from our tech team as well. We're going to answer questions. And we're very happy to invite all of you tomorrow to our meetup in Roppongi Hills at 6:30. So thank you very much for your time.
ネタコリン様ありがとうございました。再度大きな拍手をお願いいたします。